So in the next case, we will be now knowing how to filter an array based on user input. Now in that essence, we will be heading back to our custom script right over here, and here we have practically created a definite variable with a name of listing, where we had created an array where we had listed some of the cities right over here, and we can see that we had bind this data with this $scope object, creating this model name, and will be practically using this name right over here in an order to make them appear under a list. So that is why into this index.html, first of all, we will be creating a div element. First of all, we will be creating an unordered list. Next, we will be creating a list item. There it goes. Now into this list item, we will be practically using this ng repeat, where we will be naming these cities into something else to be called in or to be invoked into this index.html, and for say we will be naming it as city. So we are now asking here city in city. So we need to stay cautious that both these parameters are having the same spelling, same order, everything should be the same. So we'll be copying it right over here, and here we will now creating this expression city, press Ctrl S, reload, and we can see the city names are right now listed into our HTML browser. Now here comes the user preference. We will be collecting the user input, and in an accordance to it, we will be filtering out anything that matches with these individual list items. So that is why in the first case, we need to create an input field right over here. That is why in the first case, we will be creating an input. The type is text. Next comes using a definite directive ng model. In the previous case, we had a detailed discussion on ng model that we had discussed right over here, what it exactly does. With the aid of this ng model directive, we are practically free to collect the value of an input field, place it against a variable into the controller section of our JavaScript file. So that is why we will be making usage of this directive again, ng model. First of all, let's complete that we had created this input type text, and we had made usage of this ng model. Now for say we will be using some other kind of naming here. For say we will be using this name metro. Just have a look what I am doing. So, and in the second case, while filtering, we will be using the same name provided here, and we are about to name it as metro. Press Ctrl S. Now what is it actually going to do? Here in this particular case, this model name will be created automatically or by default in AngularJS, and all it is going to do, it is going to fetch any input from this input field, and it is going to create the same model name, and it should be filtering out anything which is being listed within this individual array right over here. Let's press Ctrl S. let's head back to our project and reload, and we can see that the listing is seen, and here comes the input field. So as a test, first of all, let's put something like, so we can see that any letter which has a B within this definite listed items right over here, like this Surat, Kolkata, Delhi, whatever it is, those have practically been filtered into our returned list that we can see right now. So if we now, instead of B, if we now place here K, we can see that the city starting with the name K is right now being reflected into our HTML browser. In the similar manner, if we put here AM, we can see that Mumbai is now shown, and if we now input here like this Surat, we SU right over here, we can see that Surat is right now shown. So we are practically able to filter the array with the user input that we provide right over here. So this is what order by and filtering out the array elements using the user input is. Hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then, bye.